want you more with every breath I take.
Hey friends, I'm Jimmy Gaddis. Welcome to Nostalgic and another edition of Top 5 MOTU Moments, where we dive into an episode of the original He-Man and the Masters of the Universe animated series and look at the 5 best moments we likely overlooked as kids. Up next, She-Demon of Phantos. First, I'll give you a brief summary of the episode. If you want to get right to the top 5 list, you can head to this time right here. Ready? Let's do it. Time warp, take us back to 1983. We are heading off Eternia for this one to a moon called Phantos, where Man-at-Arms and Adam are testing weapons made from the moon's photanium, the strongest metal in the known universe. It's like Wakanda's vibranium.
Can I come out now?
Impressed with the strength of the shields and weapons, Man-at-Arms thanks the ruler of Phantos, Queen Elmora, for giving them a shipment of the metal that he can fashion into the strongest defense for Eternia.
Now leave me.
Adam, though, senses something's wrong with the Queen and asks if she's okay.
Everything is fine.
And we know, fellas, when a woman tells us everything is fine, everything is not fine. We quickly find out why. Skeletor, who's forced the Queen to give him the photanium.
What they are taking with them is worthless metal ore.
Frustrated and over it, Elmora summons her magic and attacks Skeletor, ordering him to release her men and leave Phantos. But Boneface isn't going anywhere. He counters, transforming Elmora into an old hag or a she-demon, ordering her to do his bidding.
As you wish, Skeletor.
Back home at the palace, what they think is photanium isn't holding up. To their surprise, the weapons keep breaking. Before they can discuss it further, the Falcon flies overhead. Adam and Man-at-Arms take the hint and head to Grayskull.
Elmora and Skeletor have joined together.
The sorceress clarifies that Elmora has done so against her will. Cue the music.
By the power of Grayskull!
Adam transforms into He-Man, and a tack track is loaded up for a return trip to Phantos. Dad tells Teela she needs to stay with the palace guard though, as they literally leave her in the dust, or exhaust, whatever. Either way, she's not happy about being left behind. Having reached the first checkpoint of this quest, He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Battlecat, Stratos, and this lizard dude seek out the correct space portal to take them to Phantos. Not one to be told no, Teela isn't far behind. Our superheroes trek across the lunar surface and quickly meet a seemingly unfamiliar foe who tells these enemies of the realm to leave Phantos. He-Man says, "Girlfriend, I don't know who you are, but this is Elmora's realm and we're here to help."
I am Elmora, and I have no need of your help.
Battlecat attacks, is zapped, and becomes Elmora's prisoner. Elmora disappears, and these man-eating plants with tractor beams get to work on our heroes, imprisoning Stratos as well. Teela makes her presence known, saving the day, even if Man-at-Arms isn't thrilled with her disobedience.
You shouldn't have disobeyed, Teela, but thank you.
Off to the refinery, where disguises are needed to blend in with the now enslaved workers. After a run-in with some of the thugs who keep the workers in line, He-Man's cover is blown.
Ah, He-Man!
This orange and blue villain with a massive metal right arm jumps at the opportunity. The force of his fist makes He-Man stumble backwards into a photanium body cell. Everyone else kind of just stands around and watches as He-Man is then locked inside.
I tried freezing it, heating it, chipping away at it.
No worries, turns out the strongest metal in the universe is still no match for He-Man. Just when all hope seemed to be lost.
Now, here's the plan.
Man-at-Arms, and as we learn, his name is Lizard Man, are tasked with finding Stratos and Battlecat, while Teela and He-Man will infiltrate Elmora's chambers.
Meanwhile,
Elmora enters a meditative state to help her try to regain some sense of normalcy and discern good from evil. She sees a vision of He-Man being able to break out of the photanium chains. This will come into play a little bit later. Sensing his grip over Elmora growing weaker, and her hatred for him and his goons growing stronger, Skeletor whips up a new spell.
Every time you look at He-Man, you will see my face.
Over in the dungeon, Lizard Man and Man-at-Arms free Battle Cat and Stratos.
I hate to leave you guys up in the air like that.
Teela and He-Man make it to Elmora's chambers where Skeletor's spell works as planned.
Skeletor!
She attacks He-Man, thinking it's Skeletor. This time, Teela rushes in to help. She implores Elmora to see things clearly.
I would never be Skeletor's ally. Can't you see? This is He-Man.
The real Skeletor arrives,
2 Skeletors?
and the finger pointing begins. Skeletor's like, no, that's the real Skeletor. And He-Man's like, don't be fooled by Skeletor's spell. I'm He-Man. Some fighting ensues before Elmora realizes there is a way to figure out who is who. She remembers her vision and chains both He-Man and Skeletor, knowing only He-Man can break those chains, which he does. He forces Skeletor to release Elmora from his spell or remain chained forever. Skeletor obliges and lives to fight another day.
Long live the alliance between Eternia and Phantos.
Oh, and Teela is forced to peel potatoes as punishment for not listening to Man-at-Arms. The end. Such a weird episode. So what were my top 5 moments? Let's get to the list.
Number 5.
Skeletor's big reveal behind the curtain reminded me of a similar unveiling of Jabba and his crew in Return of the Jedi. The final script for She-Demon of Phantos was revised in July of 1983. Return of the Jedi released in theaters 2 months prior, so it's possible Filmation found some inspiration here. Also, did you notice Strongarm's mechanical arm is his left arm in this scene? The rest of the episode, it's his right arm. More on him in a bit.
Number 4.
Another beautifully done silhouetted sequence as our heroes arrive on Phantos. Artistically, nothing touches Masters of the Universe in the 1980s, as far as my favorite cartoons go. The music is pretty phenomenal too in this scene. You'll have to watch, as due to copyright, I can't play it for more than 4 seconds, and that's just too quick to do it any justice. Here's another quick sample though to whet your appetite.
Number 3.
Boomerang Handcuffs, or in this case, I guess, feet cuffs. Man-at-Arms always has a few man-made tricks up his sleeve, and this one was a pretty sweet addition to his arsenal.
Number 2.
There are just too many of them to fight.
2 new animated characters, but no new figure to accompany them, at least back in the day. This episode introduced us to Lizard Man
No problem.
and Strongarm.
I got He-Man.
Neither had an action figure made in their likeness, though. Let's be honest, no big deal, I think, when it comes to Lizard Man. Strongarm, on the other hand, he would have been a welcome addition to our collections, right there with Fisto and Jitsu. Both of these characters were immortalized in toy form more than 30 years later, making the Masters of the Universe Classics toy line.
Number 1.
Does this look familiar? At the beginning of the episode, when they're testing the weapons made on Phantos, that shield looks like He-Man's. And that's because it is. According to James Etoch's complete guide to the animated adventures, this shield was originally the animation model based on He-Man's toy shield, but it was never used for He-Man in the series. Now that I think about it, yeah, we never see He-Man with his shield in the animated show. Mind blown. I just figured it shows up at some point. But yeah, this is it. Hope you enjoyed it. Blink and you'll miss it. And those are my top 5 moments of She-Demon of Phantos. What did you think of my list? And would you have wanted a Strongarm figure back in the day? Maybe even a Lizard Man? Let me know in the comments. And be sure to thunder punch that like button and subscribe for more Top 5 MOTU moments. You can be on the lookout for future episodes on Mondays, or you can click right here for the playlist to catch up on episodes that you might have missed. I'm Jimmy Gaddis. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.